Once in every 21 years, the townsfolk of Musselburgh proudly proclaim the riding of the marches and revel in the glory of their past heritage. The celebrations of 1956 were anticipated with immense enthusiasm, for the town had suffered a long and painful war and was now reaching a peak of local prosperity. In addition, the celebrations were to be distinguished by a royal presence. Her Majesty, the Queen Mother, and Lady Elphingston were to receive the freedom of the borough. Sunday, the 12th of August, the inaugural service at Inverness Kirk. Provost Reid, the Town Clerk David Taylor, and the Baileys leave the council chamber. They are followed by the Town Council and the riding of the marches principals. Heading the procession are 3 horse-drawn carriages. The magistrates lead the way down the High Street and onto the parish church at Inverness. They are followed next by the town champion and the turf cutter, and then the 3 attendants. The kirk at Inverness stands on historic soil. Many episodes of our history have been played out around this site. Today the sun shines kindly on St. Michael's, and the occasion follows in the traditions of the past. The carriages arrive and the coachman settles the horses. A few spectators arrive early, determined to get a good view of the proceedings to come. The magistrates carefully step down from their carriage and are welcomed by the session clerk, John Dixon. Resplendent in their robes of office, they move in procession. Provost, Clerk, Baileys James Hill, James Lannon, and Alec Lowe towards the church. Here they are welcomed by the parish minister, the Reverend David Stiven MC, and the Reverend Alec Innes, who is to preach the sermon, and whose father wrote the verses of the Honest Tune song. Lady Elphingston arrives. John Dixon waits to receive Lady Elphingston, but not for the first time, for the Elphingston family have held the premier pew in the church for generations, and John, who has served as the session clerk for nearly 30 years, is well known and respected throughout the parish. Dr. Stiven welcomes her ladyship and her lady-in-waiting and introduces the guest preacher, the Reverend Alec Innes, a native of the borough and now minister at Clarkston. The provost and the magistrates, followed by the principals, the town champion Bill Caird, the turf cutter Dean of Guild Bobby Fairney, escorted by the chief constable, walk in procession past the Celtic Cross War Memorial on Kirkbrae, past the townsfolk who have come to witness the occasion towards their waiting carriages. In the congregation, now leaving the church, there are the members of the many committees that have organised the functions that will take place, and others that are in various ways concerned with the riding of the marches.
Oyez, oyez, oyez. The burgesses, craftsmen and whole inhabitants of the borough of Barony and regality of Musselburgh are hereby warned and summoned to attend my provost, magistrates and council at the ringing of the Tolbooth bells on Tuesday, 23rd of July at 6 o'clock in the evening for the purpose of riding the town's marches and liberties according to the use and custom of the ancient and honourable borough, and under penalty of £40 Scotch each. God save the Queen and my provost.
And so, at the toll booth, the stage was set for the traditional Riding of the Marches pageantry.
The ancient charters of the borough of Barony and regality of Musselburgh, and particularly first, charter given, granted and conceded by David of happy memory, by the favour of God, King of the Scots, dated the 24th day of the month of October, and in the 34th year of the reign of the said King David. Second, charter given, granted and conceded by Robert, Commendator of the Monastery of Dunfermline, dated the 11th day of December 1562. And third, charter granted by the noble and principal Earl John, Earl of Lauderdale, Viscount Maitland, Lord Thirlestane and Bolton.
Georgianus, turf cutter, I charge you to ride the marches of the town. Cut the turf of the 12 stations which by ancient custom mark our borough boundaries. When you have successfully discharged this duty, you will return to the market cross and signify that the marches have been ridden and that the borough boundaries have been kept.
Thank you.
Very best of luck, George. I believe you
It's all written.
It's regarded as a great honour to catch a piece of turf as a keepsake. The riding of the marches has been observed and recorded in Musselburgh for at least 300 years, and is probably much older than that. In recent times, it's been celebrated every 21 years or so, and the next one should have been in 1977. It was brought forward because the town council, who organised the celebration, will no longer function after May 1975, when Musselburgh becomes part of the larger administrative unit of East Lothian District. It was felt that the new authority might not give the event the support it had received in the past, so no effort was spared to make the 1974 riding a memorable one.
With the parade now over, the official party now prepare to leave. However, many evening events are still to take place. A five-a-side football tournament was held at Olive Bank grounds, and again the local support given to all the events makes the festival successful and worthwhile. The presentation of the prizes for the sports events took place at the Wire Mill Social Club. The Sports Committee had organised a total of 21 separate sports and 26 separate competitions, with particular emphasis placed on the young people of the town. The prizes were presented by the club convener, Ramsay Smith.
Florence Bryden, Robert Clark, Richard Keenan, and Kenny Bryden. And I think they're all with us tonight. Charlie Bryden organised the trip.
At the Brunton Hall, a dance and musical evening was being performed by the Morag Alexander School of Dancing, and the skill and dedication required to perform at this level in front of a large audience is a credit to both instructor and pupil alike.